What's up, YouTube? It's the Action Figure Grader coming back to you with another video I received a few days ago back from Collector Archive Services, a number of items, and they range from vintage collection to some pre-production to some vintage Kenner, even a few retro collection. I'm going to show you, half the order or so in this video, and I get this question a lot, so let me go ahead and give you the data. People always want to know, when did you send these items in and when did they get back? Well, I sent all this entire order as well as the video that I think will be coming out tomorrow covering some retro collection that for some stupid reason I decided to get graded. But I sent all those 10 items all together. I sent them on June 6th, I believe was the date. And they just arrived back January 20th. So if you do the math, it ends up being about 7.5 months. For door to door, 7.5 months. I sent them June 6th or 7th. They were checked in July 1st. So it took almost a month for them to get checked in and get kind of in the queue at Collector Archive Services. And then they arrived back at my door January 20th. So again, 7.5 months is kind of the current turnaround time at Collector Archive Services for standard mint on card items. So very long, very long. Here's the first one that I did get back, and this is Clone Commander Wolf. Really, really nice one. This is VC168, I believe. VC168. Here's the grades on it. Straight 90s. 90, 90, 90. Clone Commander Wolf. And if you remember, if you guys are long-time channel subscribers, I bought a long time ago, probably about a year and a half ago, a collector grade Big Bad Toy Store Clone Commander Wolf, and I sent it in and it got an 80 plus with Collector Archive Services. So I was very disappointed. It was the very first time I had ever not gotten at least a 90 on a modern item that was a collector grade Big Bad Toy Store purchase. That was literally the first time. Since then, I've had it happen a couple more times, including one in this batch. But anyway, I was really disappointed. So I sold that one, and then I bought this one, or I bought another one, and I sent it in again. And it just now finally got back. But this is a beautiful card back. I love this card back. I don't know why. It just looks great. And so that is the first one in this batch, VC168. Here's the others in the list. I know I've got all 4 of these graded. I had all 4 of these reissues graded. I've since sold all of those, but I do still have all 4 of those, and I think I'll hold on to all of them. But nice to have the Clone Commander Wolf in a nice high grade to add to it. Okay, now the next one's really great. This is, if you follow me on Instagram, you saw this already, but I did finally get back this Kithaba skiff guard graded. And what is special about this one? Well, what's special about it is that this is a pre-production item. This is a quality control sample, and I bought this on eBay for way too much money, but you can see here it's got the Hasbro kind of internal tag that, it's tagged and stamped. It says Remark Vendor Duplicate Sample. So this is like either what's called a VSP, Vendor Sample Prototype, or a Quality Control Prototype. I don't know, but it is taped on there. That's from the factory. And the other reason you know that this is pre-production is that it has this embossed gold stamp right here. I got some dust on here, sorry. But you see where this gold embossed stamp on the back, that's 0025. I've got the exact same kind of stamp, similar stamp, not the same numbers, but a similar stamp for a Villains 3-pack that I bought from Anthony P., a friend of mine. But anyway, this, according to Anthony, Anthony is a pre-production vintage collection expert, and he's got a massive collection. But according to him, this allowed Hasbro employees to check in and out these samples, and it let Hasbro track who has the sample, what employee has it. So they would check it in and out, like a sign-in sheet, and someone would sign in and out 0025. So that lets them know that this employee has this item. And that's what's amazing about this is that, these items are typically, handed to and from different Hasbro employees, different engineers and whatnot, and people in control of the manufacturing process for these vintage collection. And so they're making sure that this sample is going to be the final product and so forth. And usually they're beat up. You know, usually these kind of things, especially like Power of the Force 2 items from the 1990s, you see these tagged samples sometimes, and they are really beat up usually. But this one was very near mint, unpunched, beautiful example. This is the brown bandana version, obviously, at least here in the US. If you guys follow my market updates for the vintage collection, it seems like the brown bandana is more common on these US cards, which is this is the US card, and the red bandanas are not. But this one is graded 85 plus. So you can see where it says Return of the Jedi quality control sample. The card got an 80, blistered 90, figure 90 for an overall 89.2, and I think that's fair. That's fair. It had one kind of noticeable crease there, some very light edge wear, but for a quality control pre-production item, that is amazing. That's an amazing score. I'm really happy to have this. I paid a lot for it, though. I mean, I'm not going to lie, but given what Kithaba has done, I mean, you know, some of these Cathabas can go for big money, and I think given that this is a pre-production item, I mean, you just don't find pre-production vintage collection stuff very often. It's very difficult to find. So glad to have that one back finally in the collection, and that would be, I think, the third different tagged sample I've got now. I've got the factory test shot 3-pack, but I also got a Nein Nunb one that you guys just saw in a recent video. I'll put a link to that in the video description if you want to go check that out again. And then I also have an episode 1 Destroyer Droid. Okay, next, I did get a new edition back finally. It's an old edition, but an edition that is now graded for my 2-1B collection. So I've got a semi-metallic, loose graded CAS 85. I've got the Spanish POC, early Spanish figure graded UKG 80. You guys have already seen my Tri-Logo. This is my Tri-Logo R2. 2-1B. This is graded 85, straight 85. So this is a really nice, beautiful example, unpunched. So that is that one. And then, if you guys remember on Facebook, in the Deal or No Deal group, I did get this 45 back, and I had Collector Archive add the blister support just because I like that. They did a good job on that one. Sometimes it's not flush against the card back, and it's like, what's the point? What is the point of having it if it's not going to be flush? But this one was really nice. They got it nice and flush against the card back, so it protects the blister. I'm not sure if it really needed it because it was a really beautiful blister. The card back did have some creases, very light creases. There's one little indentation there. I thought it had some creases on the back, but I'm trying to kind of shine it in the light to see if I can find it. But I don't know where the creases were, but here it is, right here. There's a crease right there, and I was really surprised though. It got a 75 for the card score, and that brought the whole thing down, believe it or not, to a 75 plus. So the card got a 75, blister got an 85, figure 90. So both the other two sub scores are very, very high, but because the card sub score got a 75, it brought the overall score down to a 75 plus. And I still am not sure what the cause of it was. It had some wear around the hang tab, but that wasn't significant. Had some very light edge wear there. It did have that kind of indentation right there on the card. So that might have been enough to bring the overall score down. It was pretty harsh in my opinion, but it is what it is. And I'm not going to sit here and whine about it because it's still a beautiful item. I really like this Star Wars display arena that's on the 45 backs. The blue of that really goes nicely with that. And so I've got this Star Wars display arena for the Death Star droid and now for the 2-1B. I'd like to get the R5-D4 and maybe the power droid with this Star Wars display arena. So we'll see if that happens. But sorry about the shake there. Let's see if we can lower it down just a little bit. And so this is my 2-1B collection to date right now. I'd love to get, like I said, maybe a Return of the Jedi, but every time I see a Return of the Jedi for 2-1B, that blister is always really yellow. So that might be one I avoid. But maybe a 48C back with the Revenge sticker. That's another one that would look really nice with that blue. But anyway, those are the three items in this video. Is the Clone Commander Wolf that graded 90, the Kithaba quality control sample that graded 85 plus, and then the 45 back Star Wars display arena 2-1B that graded 75 plus. And then I'm going to have another video here soon with the Mandalorian Retro Collection wave that I had graded for some odd reason. and we'll take a look at those in more detail. That's all I really had for this video. If you're new to the channel and you like this kind of stuff, I don't know how much you guys like the looking at my collection type videos versus the market updates. It's a fine line. I try to balance. I try not to come across as braggy or you know, bragging about my collection, because there are way better collections out there. I think a lot of it is just, you know, some collectors, or excuse me, some viewers of my channel like to see what I've got back, and so that's why I try to show stuff occasionally, but I'm not trying to overload with, you know, making all the videos about, you know, my stuff, because it's just not that interesting. I don't think. I think it's more interesting to talk about what the market's doing. But I have gotten some requests privately from folks that says, "Hey, I enjoy your market updates, but I'd prefer to see more of your stuff too." So it's a fine balance, because I don't want to come across as super braggy or anything like that, because that's not who I am. But anyway, since I did get some stuff back from Collector Archive Services, I thought now's as good a time as any to show a few of those. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll be back soon.